Will the Milwaukee Bucks continue to defend their championship, or will the Boston Celtics punch their ticket back to the Eastern Conference Finals? And finally, how you are going to get paid to watch this one. Let's get it.
This is Enough Said Sports.
Hey guys, I hope all is well in your world. It is all well here at Enough Said Sports as we come to you with another preview and prediction video, this time in the National Basketball Association here on YouTube. Thank you for taking the time out of your day or your evening to join us here and support us. If you like this sort of content, please also join us on Patreon. Click the first link in the description box below. Get all of our exclusive picks from the NBA playoffs and definitely cash in and take advantage of our unbelievable percentage that we're having right now. We're unbelievable. We're just doing an amazing job right now as usual in the NBA playoffs. We also have more content over there, MLB, and some other things as well. So definitely take a look at that and join us and support us over there. Really appreciate that. And then also for those of you who are new to our content, welcome to Enough Said Sports, where we don't do fandom, we do business, and where we don't make friends, we make money. Going to talk to you about a matchup that's going to be coming on Sunday, May the 15th, 2022. It's going to be Game 7 between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC. So starting off to start with in the beginning, we actually predicted that this series would go 7. We correctly predicted that it would do that. Now, the other part of that prediction, we'll see what ends up happening. But check that out right there above my head if you want to see where we talked about this series before it ever started. I think we've been pretty accurate in what we talked about in that video. And definitely, it's good to look back on predictions and see how you do. So really, really cool to look back on that. So we're going to get started by talking about, the spread, most important part, right? The Boston Celtics are favored by 5, and the total in this one is 208. So let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks first. This has been a really strange series. We did predict that it would go 7, but I don't think anybody really thought it would be, all of these road teams winning games. You've had a lot of times in this series the road team has actually won the game, and it is very strange because that's generally not the case. Especially when you look at the Phoenix and the Dallas series, it's the exact opposite. So really strange how this thing has worked out. These two teams have been very evenly matched. Most of the games have been really nip and tuck. This last game was nip and tuck until Jason Tatum took over in the fourth quarter and just blew the Milwaukee Bucks away and definitely forced a Game 7. So talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis has been excellent. Giannis has been excellent this entire series. It's really been about whether or not his supporting cast has shown up. Drew Holiday, Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. It's just a matter of those guys coming along for the ride. I mean, Giannis had 44 and 20 in the last game, and they still got beat down. So at the end, it's about that supporting cast and whether or not they're going to show up. They've got to come out and play with force. They got to come out and play with energy. They got to be aggressive. They got to get the job done. I think the one advantage that the Milwaukee Bucks have against the Boston Celtics, well, I should say 2 advantages. One advantage is obviously Giannis is the best player in the world. And that's my opinion. Maybe some of you don't think so, but I think Giannis is certainly the best player. And, his propensity to show up in these moments just continue to amaze me. He was unbelievably clutch last year. He's been unbelievably clutch in his playoffs so far. He's playing much better than he played last year, which is unbelievable to think about. He's shooting the jumper, but he's just such a monster around the rim. It's hard to stop him. And the Boston Celtics have had their hands full dealing with the Greek Freak. And other than that, I would say the other advantage that they have is that they're bigger. And I think that they have really done a poor job exploiting that fact. And I'll get to that here more in just a little bit. But Brook Lopez needs to be playing down on the block against this smaller Boston Celtics team. And they just, for whatever reason, want to continue to play, on the perimeter. And I think that's a huge factor for not only for offensive efficiency, but in addition to that, for rebounding. I think when you got Brook Lopez, a 7-footer, out around the three-point line, it hurts you there as well. So they really need to try to correct that. Don't know if they will. That's one thing about the Milwaukee Bucks that has been irritating to watch, is them, make themselves smaller. Whenever they did finally decide to make themselves bigger against the Phoenix Suns last year in the finals, that's what the difference was in the end. So, switching over to the Boston Celtics, they've been playing extremely well. I'm so impressed with Jason Tatum. I'm so impressed with this entire Boston Celtics team. For them to get to this point, for them to play as well as they're playing right now, considering how they started the season, considering how they looked, early to the middle part of the season. They really turned it on after the All-Star break, but man, they're getting it done, and they're getting it done by committee. They're playing together. They're playing a great brand of team basketball, and I think that has been the difference for them in this series, is that the team is greater than one person right now, and they're just playing unbelievably well. They're sharing the basketball. They're tied together defensively. They're rebounding the ball well. This team is going to be very formidable if they do get out of this round. And I'll tell you, this game here is almost too close to call as far as who's going to win it. These two teams are so evenly matched in so many different ways, but they're still evenly matched. And I think that the team that comes out of this particular matchup has a great opportunity to win the championship. I believe that right now these two teams are playing the best basketball out of anyone, including anyone over in the Western Conference. And I really believe that the winner of this series is going to have a great opportunity to win the championship. Obviously, they got to meet Miami. We've got to get through that first. But I really, really have been impressed with both of these basketball teams, and they've been playing their hearts out. And this has just been such a great matchup between these two. Now, getting to the betting aspect of it, in the beginning of this series, I chose the Milwaukee Bucks in 7. And like I said, this series has kind of unfolded a little bit differently than I thought it would. Didn't expect all these road wins, but nevertheless, we're still here. So, with great trepidation, this is a tough pick for me, but with great trepidation after studying it, watching it, looking very closely at the film, I got to go with the Greek Freak. I believe freaks do come out at night. I think the Boston Celtics are going to find out freaks also come out in daylight as well. I believe that Sunday afternoon, I believe greatness is going to be too much for this Boston Celtics team. And I believe Giannis will drag his supporting cast to the promised land. I believe that they'll find a way to get it done because they got him. I mean, that is the only reason I'm picking the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe Giannis could go for like 50 and 20, something like that. And I just believe that Drew Holiday is going to play better. I believe Pat Connaughton is going to play better. I believe Brook Lopez is going to shoot it better. And they, for whatever reason, have shot it better in TD Garden anyway, TD Bank Garden anyway up in Boston. So I say the trend continues. I say Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks eke it out, man. It's going to be close. It's going to be a dogfight. But I'll take Milwaukee +5, Milwaukee to win on the money line, and I'll also take under 208. Game 7s tend to be a slugfest a lot of the time. Just because both teams are very tight in the beginning of the game. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure, obviously, on both sides, and it's going to be very, very difficult to score early on. I think both teams are going to be playing extremely hard on the defensive end. I think both teams will do a good job cleaning the glass. I don't see a lot of second chance opportunities in this game happening. I just believe that this is going to be a slugfest, a 90s style, low scoring, nip and tuck. Milwaukee probably wins by less than 2 or 3, less than 5, wins by maybe 2 or 3 or 1 even. It's going to be really close. I can't wait for this one. And this is not disparaging the Boston Celtics. I think the Boston Celtics are excellent. But somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. And, man, if you telling me I got to put my hard-earned money on somebody, I gotta trust the Greek Freak and the Milwaukee Bucks in this one. Championship pedigree. I think they get it done. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this pick, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.